Daniel O'Brien here. I'm sitting in the E-Coop layer 60, and today I want to talk to you about the feeder, the wall mount feeder. It's a 30 kilo capacity. Now, just so you know, in this video you might not see green grass under the feeder because I'm just moving the chickens through an area under the trees where a lot of leaves are falling, and they're scratching those leaves into the soil and making great compost. So most of my videos you'll see the chickens on lush green grass, and if you're watching go, what's the go, he's running them on dirt, it's just because I'm moving them through here over the next few days, and then they will be back on pasture. So this wall mount feeder, as the name suggests, it mounts to a wall. So if you've got an existing coop and you want to get the feeder separately, it can mount to a wall. In an E-Coop layer 60 we have one here, and we've got another one over the other side. The feeder is very simple and it does the job very well. We've got a sloped lid up here, and this is on a slope for a purpose, because if we made that lid flat, we'd be able to get a tiny bit more capacity, but you'd have birds sitting up there, they'd be putting their manure up there, and suddenly this would be dirty and it would be a hygiene issue. By putting it at an angle, it's slippery, so if a bird tries to fly up there, it's just going to come straight off. Also, you're not going to get as much dust collect up there. So to fill it, simply open the lid, and it's got a 30 kilo capacity. Now, the 30 kilos, that's sort of a guideline. Some feed is bulky and others is more condensed, or it packs down more. So you might be able to put 42 kilos of wheat in there, but there could be other types of feed that's a lot more fluffy and not as dense, and you might find you're only getting sort of 28 kilos. So we've sort of rounded it down to 30 kilos. I've got some, you'd probably call it a bit of a mash. And I know I've put two 18 kilo bags in there. So what's that, 38 kilos or something, 36 kilos. So the capacity is 30 kilos, that's what we say, but understand it could be a little bit above, it's normally above that. We've tried to be conservative. Because it's got such a wide lid, it's easy just to take the top off an 18 or 20 kilo chook bag and just drop the feed in. You're not having to deal with sort of a funnel and a scoop and a small opening. You've got a massive opening. Down here, obviously the chooks eat out of the bottom, and we've got these little butterfly nuts. This is to adjust the flow. Again, if you've got a grain that flows really freely, you might find the hens want to flick it out because it's sitting right at the top. But if you design it so it slows down that flow rate, and then you get a different sort of chook feed, and then it's getting stuck. So we've actually built in a flow restrictor, which you can undo those butterfly nuts and move it up and down to allow more flow or less flow. So that's the 30 kilo wall mount feeder in the E-Coop layer 60.